and welcome to Joseph's Model Railway and Toy Room. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Bit of housekeeping, you don't need to like, follow or subscribe. I just put the videos out there where I can and have a holly jolly great time doing so. Now, in today's video, we're going to keep it quite brief because there's really not much to talk about. Just want to give you a quick update as we've had our marvellous cricket pitch. We're working on our forest section that'll be coming up shortly. But we're always talking about needing to get everything cleared off so we can start getting trains and making sure the wiring and everything's going to start working. But bit for bit, we don't want to waste time as we progress on. Now, there are different scenes I'm simultaneously working on, albeit whether it be the coastal scene at this end or even our canal that we have over here where we're ready to do our deep pour and we've got our water tints that we're going to need to use. We end up with lots of product all over the place. But one product more than any is one that can quickly keep cluttering up and building up all over this board time and time again. And I'm sick of just having it dangling around in a cardboard box around my feet. So I thought, well, we will have to keep pulling the product out time and time again to use it. But at least if we keep it all together, it makes for having a home that it needs to live in. And we can quickly cross-reference what we need when we want it because it can get a bit messy. What am I talking about today? Well, the solution I have for you is down here in the drawer. So let's dive down this way and have a look. Yes, like many of you, I have started acquiring some paints. And as a result, what do we do with them? Well, it's quite clean and simple. This is my solution, and this is how I came up with what we're doing. So here we go. We just buy a length of this. Now, of course, this comes in a 3-meter length. But of course, just always carry a pair of conduit cutters with me in the car that I can just slip it in and we'll trim it up with the saw. So of course, this is basically what we're going to work on, and we can comfortably just lay the paints in as we build it. In other words, like this, as you've probably seen other people doing, and it'll also sit our Vallejo in as well. So we're going to trim it up to size and come up with something now. Here is what we have ended up with. It's a bit crude, a little rudimentary, but the purpose seems perfect for what we need. So what we'll do, we'll take it down into a drawer, probably not this one, but for the purpose of the demonstration, we'll take it into the drawer, slide it in, and this is what we are going to use. We'll have various different paints and materials that are just cluttering up your otherwise busy area. So here's a box of a few bits and pieces we'll use in this demonstration. The whole idea I just wanted to show you here is if we just take some of our stock standard Tamiya paints or Humbrol, whatever you prefer to be using, you'll notice you can have them stacked in here and it looks quite reasonable, I think. Quick and easy to get to. They're neatly stored, no problems at all. Now the thing is, if you're using some of the other paints like your Vallejo paints or Citadel and others like that, of course it seems quite simple. Big bottles, small bottles, realistically you're going to do quite well. So I think it's an excellent way to store them. You can see them quickly, grab what you need and go from there. Got some spray paints, even if you're running low, use aluminium. Yeah, that'll be that one. They'll sit too. That's what's so good about this particular system. It's a wonderful way to get them stored into a drawer or whatever you need to use, and you can come in quickly and see your paints. So it's just a quick video talking about a great idea about storing your model paints and accessories. Well, that's it. I'm sorry, it's just that simple. And as you can see with the Tamiya paints, they're just numbered 1 through and right through over to our 30s and then tapping over. Some of the additional types of XF type of colors, things like that. Some key things, and you will expect to see the
DCC Concepts weathering powders and things like that living in here. I'm working with them at the moment, but we'll sort of group those sort of things with our engine oil and stuff we use on the track and our Pico brake dust. Some of the washers that I tend to most commonly use, which are mostly always going to be on the board anyway, and then some of the more specialized bits of paints and stuff we're going to use. The key spray paints, again, I really only ever worry about the yellows, the gray, the white, and a brown is really all I ever use. And as I've explained before, it's hard for me to get a hold of them, so I treat them like gold. I also do keep a primer in the back as required. But it's nice and simple. You can easily get what you need, pick it up, put it back. The great thing with the Tamiya ones is they've done the hard work for you, keeping the label nice and clear and organized. And I think it works really, really well. You don't have to fumble around looking for what you need.
Well, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that is now going to conclude yet another video. Yes, you might be getting a sneak peek of the forestry section that we're building in the back there. That'll be coming up very, very soon. But look, I hope you've enjoyed an idea and a concept that's worked well for me. Again, materials all up, I haven't spent more than $10 on constructing this entire arrangement. So with a few bits of offcuts and what you need, I think it's a very nice way to keep things organized. So until the next one, stay safe. Toodles!